Just follow me and run like your life depends on it, because it does. This is a quote by the book Maze Runner by James Dashner. This book is a science fiction slash dystopian type of book, and it's the first book in a trilogy. So this book starts off with a boy named Thomas who emerges in a world where full of teenage boys. And the only thing that Thomas remembers about his prior life is his first name. And so this world, he later learns, is called the Glade. And in the Glade, he learns that every month a boy is sent up in a little elevator thing called the Box, which is like right in the middle. This is the map of the Glade. And so he learns that in this world there are about 50 to 60 teenage boys all around the ages of like 12 to 18. And each Glader, or what they call themselves, is assigned a job. And each of these jobs is like assigned to them based off their specific skill sets. And the most prestigious job is the job of the Maze Runners. And the purpose of the Maze Runner is that there's a maze around this whole Glade area. And this maze is, the purpose of the Maze Runner is that they run through the maze during the day in hopes of finding an escape in order to escape the Glade and to find a way out and to hopefully go back to their prior lives. So the reasons, there's these 4 doors around the Glade: the north, east, south, and west. And these doors close every night at the same time. And they do this because in order to protect the Gladers from the monsters that emerge at night in the maze. These monsters are called Grievers. And the Grievers are like machine animals that are really lethal. And if you get stung by one, the Glader that gets stung by one recalls all of their memories in a really unpleasant process called the changing. And so there's one specific person who goes through the changing named Gally, and he takes an immediate disliking for Thomas. And he claims that he distrusts Thomas because he saw Thomas during the changing that he had. And so Thomas feels that he needs to be a maze runner. He feels that that is why he was sent to the Glade, and that's his purpose for being there. And so the whole point of the story is the day after that Thomas joins into the Glade and starts getting used to the life that goes on there, another person as unexpectedly arrives in the Glade the next day, which is really unexpected because the first thing is that she's a girl. And this is the first girl that they have ever received. And the second thing is that they have never received 2 people back to back. So the whole point of this story is Thomas figuring out what involvement, because he feels like he has a connection with the girl that arrives. So Thomas is figuring out what connection he has with why he's in the Glade itself, and it's basically about him trying to figure out whether or not he can escape the Glade and whether or not he can help them escape and get out of the Glade. And this book was really interesting because I thought it was action-packed and it was just a really good book, and I think it's a really good book for summer. And I think if you liked books like Hunger Games or Divergent or other dystopian / young adult novels, you would really enjoy this book.